Just kind of assuming the camera is on. All right, we're live. Hi, everybody. This is Patatanis. I am so excited to be with you here for the next 30 minutes, talking to you about energy healthcare, which is a very hot topic right now. Actually, it's not a new topic, but it is one that more and more people are interested in. And hopefully, if you're on this webinar, you might be someone who's already taken our trainings, but hopefully you are also people who are interested in what energy healthcare is and not really clear about what it is. So I'm going to share with you some of the things that I think are important, well, I know are important for you to understand and to explore. First of all, energy healthcare has been around for a long time, but it is evolving. More and more people are understanding about it. More and more people are talking about it. The masters through our lifetime, our teachers have spoken about energy healthcare, might not have used the term energy healthcare, but it has been here for eons. In fact, since our planet, our world, our universe has been created. And the outspoken, the people that, you know, are leaders, not simply the masters, but people that are our leaders, they certainly started sharing it throughout time. And many people created rules about understanding what energy healthcare is and called it something else. Or let's backtrack a little bit. They understood what the essence of energy is. Now, we are all energy. In fact, everything is energy. And, you know, we've had masters from thousands of years ago. We have masters that are here now and continue with the information. In fact, Eric Pearl, I'm sure you've heard of him, is the current master in modern day, our modern day world. And if you don't know about him, you will know about him by the end of this webinar. But people have been sharing what this information is and actually called it different things. And as I started to say, a lot of times there were rules created about understanding it. And you know, that word rule, sometimes it can turn people off. I like to refer to a rule as far as a standard of understanding what I call truth, understanding veracity of the information that we share. Not making things up that will simply accommodate how we want people to function, but sharing what the truth is for us to recognize, for us to know, for us to become. The outspoken, practically all of them, well, no, not practically, in fact, all of them have taught us what we call the universal law. And the universal law states to do unto others as you would do unto yourself. Now, let's assume that everybody understands that yourself part. Because you see, it is about doing for ourselves that we can become who we are. And I even want to backtrack that. It's not that we become who we are, because we already all that are that. It is recognizing who we are. Because you see, not anyone is better than anyone else. Not anyone is holier than thou. Not anyone is, well, we are all unique. We have all come with a special design, and we all have a purpose. Yet it is understanding that purpose. It is understanding that being of who we are and stepping into that helps us to do what is necessary to start living that. And there's an expression that I learned many years ago. In fact, my background is in chiropractic. I'm not a chiropractor, but I fell in love with chiropractic many years ago as far as a healing art form of helping the body to help itself, to function as it should. And there's an expression that I learned many, many years ago, and it goes like this: you must be in order to do, in order to have. Now, when people hear that, they immediately go to the last word of have. And what they equate that with is money. Everybody's thinking, well, that means money, and I'm spiritual, and I'm not concerned right now about money. I want to provide myself, but it's not about money for me. It's I want to be able to give of myself. Well, that's what having is. To have that understanding of who you are, to be who you are, to do the action steps of who you are, to have. And what is having? It's peace of mind. It's your state of mind. It's acceptance. And first, acceptance is the acceptance of self, because you can't accept others without accepting yourself. And everything else that comes with having, whatever that means to you, goes to the essence of your state of mind, of your being who you are. And once you start understanding that, which is our energy, you do the action steps. You're in your knowingness of the action steps. It's simply not a belief of who you can become. It is a knowingness of who you are. And in the understanding of energy healthcare, it is understanding that we are vibrational beings, and everything, as I said before, consists of energy. And that energy exchange, as we understand it within ourselves, as we are vibrating at a higher level, which is here for us, the difference in what we know as reconnective healing is we are actually accessing not only energy, but we are vibrating at a higher level, which produces light. And in your basic science experiments that plants bleed light. We are all light. And we are at a higher level of light, which being that, we also receive information. Now, does that mean that we're all going to go out and become psychics? Well, I don't know. Maybe you are. I don't know. But what I will tell you is what it does mean is that inner talk, that inner knowingness, that inner understanding of who we are is a lot clearer when we choose to listen to it. Yes, that's right. When we choose to listen to it. You see, many times, and I can say this from my own life, I don't know about yours, but I like to teach from my own examples. I can say this in my own life. I held myself back for many years, whether it was insecurities, whether it was seeking to be love versus being love. And there were many times in my journey that there was these ups and downs and ups and downs. And I'm sure there's going to be many more of ups and downs and ups and downs. But you see, it's a journey of learning, of knowing more about self, which brings us to our state of being, of understanding who we are. And everything that you go through, every relationship, and what are relationships? They're not only personal relationships, they're work relationships, they're interactions with, salespeople in stores. Every relationship is a part of that journey, and it's how you handle it. I was reading recently about the vibration that we live in, and you can ask yourself, when you are in your days of feeling sorry for yourself, or feeling that things are just not working, or feeling that there are challenges going on for yourself, how do you react to those days? I absolutely admit, there's many times that I fall down. I'm stuck in my stuff. In fact, a lot of times I lose patience. A lot of times, in getting my ideas out, I like to be heard first instead of learning to also listen. So I'm admitting to you, in my understanding of this journey, I fall down. I go into a state of what we call our local state, the state of our humanness, the state that is a product of our past journeys, our past relationships, our past things that we do to ourselves. And we kind of step out of our non-local, which is the constant journey of learning to be in our veracity, to be in our truth. Now, by the way, being in our truth doesn't mean to convince people to do things our way. It is simply learning the art of being truthful to yourself and sharing that with others, whether it goes your way or not, because people will never understand you unless you do it. And it's very freeing to be yourself. So in our understanding of when we move into these moments that we tend to fall down, the thing to do is to forgive yourself, and brush yourself off, keep on going, because yes, you have had challenges. Well, most of us have, and you will have challenges. But each challenge, whether it's physical, mental, spiritual, emotional, the understanding and the processing through that brings us through the balance of makes us complete and whole, instead of wishing that it was something else. We need to look at each thing that comes our way. And instead of getting frustrated that this happened, to learn from it, to grow from it, and to share with others. Just a few days ago, a very dear colleague of mine shared a health challenge that she was going through. And she had an amputation done. It was a week ago, yesterday, as a matter of fact. And you have to see the joy that she is sharing. And first of all, acknowledging that this process was done. Secondly, going through the process. Thirdly, sharing how she is living with this process. That obviously is a challenge, but instead of giving up and feeling sorry for herself, what is she doing? She's making people laugh, she's making people understand, and she's choosing to be. She's choosing to live. She's choosing to share the lessons of what she's learning. And this is what being in the frequencies of understanding our vibrational exchange, because this is exactly what she's sharing, that vibration. So she's being, in being, she's doing the action steps. And what she's doing is she's having an effect, not only on herself, but on all those that are around her, which is another important point. When you are going through your journey, when you are going through your understanding of your information, your energy, light, and information. What do you do with that? Do you keep it to yourself? Now, I know some of us are rather quiet people, but it's not about talking, and trying to convince somebody. What it's about is walking your walk, truly walking your walk. And I will be talking more about this with our practitioners in the webinar on Thursday. But it's about how you walk the walk, your actions that bring your talk. You see, you can't just simply use words if you're not living your understanding of you. But what happens? We only do that with the friends that are close to us, that we think want to hear about this. But what about the people that we don't know? What about that person? Here's a good example. That person that you're walking by down the street and you smile at them, and maybe you got their eye and they smiled right back at you. Do you have to turn around and know that they're still smiling? No, you don't have to, because you didn't smile to get a smile. You smiled because you are being, you are in your essence, and you gave of yourself. We are all connected here, whether you know that person or not. And you gave of yourself, and you made a bright spot in that person's day. And most of the time they're smiling. That's an exchange. Your exchange, your vibration affects not only people around you, but people that are not even in front of you. And this is what energy healthcare is. It is living in that essence of knowing who you are and sharing that vibration. Because it's like, years ago, that Clairol commercial, one person tells the other person, tells the other person, tells the other person. It's not just about telling. It's about living it. But here's another example. It was a couple of weeks ago. I was talking to a person that I had just met, and we were in conversation. And, it was a conversation. I don't even know how it began. But as it usually goes to, people will ask, what do you do? You sound interesting. Like, well, how do you know all these things? What are you talking about? And I happen to share with them what I do. And what she said to me, she said, most people won't talk to people they don't know about what you're sharing. And I thought, that's sad, because why wouldn't we? Why wouldn't we share? You see, it's not about me getting a client to facilitate a healing session with. It's about sharing information that everybody should know. So why wouldn't we share with people that we know or people that we don't know if you're sharing from your truth, if you're speaking from your veracity? This is what being is, which helps you to do and helps you to have that effect. But you have to have it within yourself first. So how do you recognize what's within you? And then how do you share that with others? This is energy healthcare. I believe that bringing in your truth, bringing in your veracity is very freeing and very important. And I want to give you another example. It was 2 days ago. I was in a department store and I was getting some lipsticks. And the sales clerk behind the desk said to me, do you have a card for this store, a certain card? And I said, I do, but I don't have it on me. So she said, okay, never mind. And she put the things in my bag and handed it to me. And I said to her, well, I could give you my phone number and you could look up, that I have a card because I think I get points if I buy something here, right? And she said, yeah, I guess I could do that. Pretty annoyed. And I just smiled at her and I said, thank you. I really appreciate that very much. Thank you. Sorry, it's a little bit of an inconvenience, but thank you, because I have that right. in the past, I would have said, way in the way past, I would have said, oh gosh, I'm annoying her. I don't want to annoy her. But you know what? I wouldn't be helping her to provide service for others if I didn't bring to attention the service that will make her happier in the role that she's doing. Hopefully she likes the role that she's doing in providing service and making every person that she has her exchange with brighter. Does that make sense? So this is helping people to have, but it's how you say something. Because if I turned around and had an attitude, well, this is your job, lady, this is what you're supposed to be doing, that would have never been a great exchange. But you see, it was from an education base to help her give better service to people. And isn't that what it's about? So again, in everything you do, in your walk, it's helping people to show them how to be. And this is part of energy healthcare. So, what's really great, and I'm going to go back to chiropractic for a second. When I got involved in chiropractic, it was just about 100 years old in this country. And, they had this big celebration, and there was all this talk about how, over 100 years ago at the time, chiropractors were thrown in jail because, a lot of medical doctors just wanted to, okay, you take this medication and that's it, and nothing else, that's it. This is how you get health care. And chiropractors understood having the body work the way it is intended to is a better option. And that's not saying traditional healthcare is not necessary, but there are education processes of when it isn't. It's not just an automatic. Chiropractic is very well known today. Well, when I got involved with reconnective healing, which was back in 2002, and that's when I met Eric, and I read the book, and it's such a interesting and fast read that, you get through it really quickly. And I wanted to know more about it. And of course, I learned it. And I decided, because I love to help people to educate others on what people need to know for their own lives. It's a big mission for me, Patatanis. And when I learned about reconnective healing, in my heart of hearts, I said, I hope that in my lifetime, this profession will be known all over the world. I didn't know that it would happen in my lifetime. And wouldn't you know that because of the speed of what is happening in consciousness and the evolution, not only is reconnective healing the leading energy healthcare in the world, everybody's talking about energy healthcare. My gosh, you can't open up, social media without somebody talking about energy, about the benefits of understanding energy in our lives. You cannot you can't talk about, you see, TV shows, you see, you see, I don't know, somebody just sent me a text. I don't know what it says. See, I'm being truthful to you. You can't, everywhere, there's people that are searching and opening up their consciousness and wanting to know what this journey of life is. It's not just an everyday cycle of getting up and going to bed. It is an understanding and a recognition of what is happening on a daily basis. And again, on Thursday, I will be talking about noticing on a daily basis, because it is daily, ladies and gentlemen, about those aha moments, that recognition. But sometimes, we just go through our motions, we go through our day, and we don't pay attention to that recognition that's helping us to understand more. But at any rate, the good news is that doors are being opened everywhere. Why? Because It's very real. It's tangible. Science has done research, and you can contact our office. There's some information about some of the research projects that have been going on and more are ongoing. And all over the world, people in mainstream healthcare are understanding and bringing in the essence of understanding frequencies and energies in our body and how they affect the cellular structure, how they affect our body. Now, here's the thing. It affects ourselves, our being. So if you're looking for something to be a physical cure and only a physical cure, well, there's many physical cures that happen. But energy healthcare is not simply about what happens during a session. And by the way, it's not about what you want, and it's not about what the practitioner wants for you. Energy healthcare is about what is intended for you from a higher source. And we go more into this in our training programs. You'll understand more about that. But what I want you to understand is to release an expectation of what you want energy healthcare to be and accept in the flow of what it is, because it's not something that simply is about a session. It is something that is an ongoing recognition that will never end in your life as long as you pay attention to what is being revealed to you. That's right. You need to pay attention to what your journey is, to what you're learning. And this is how you grow and learn and share. Energy healthcare is something that, again, a piece of it is what happens during a session, but it is ongoing for you, for your lifetime journey, and for your journey that goes on and on, even when this physical shell leaves. So, is it a gift for just a few? I know sometimes people like to think that, oh, this is just about me. It's not. Everybody has this gift. Everybody has this gift to receive, and everybody has this gift to share, to help others, to have that exchange through your actions, through your vibrations. People tend to think, well, I find my perfect mate through reconnective healing. You know what? By living in your being, you will attract the right thing for you because of how you shine, because how you live. Instead of wanting to attract the perfect mate, it automatically comes, because that's how the universe works when you listen. But is it a gift that's just reserved for some? No, it is a gift for everyone. But do you recognize it? Just the other day, I'm like, I was doing a consultation and I happened to say, okay, I just need a little break. And I went from my office room into the kitchen. And as I passed my outdoor patio, I noticed a little tiny bird that was just like lying down on the ground. And I knew that walking past the door at that time was not a coincidence. I opened the door and there was this little bird, and I just started working a little bit with the little bird. And after about 2 minutes, it opened its eyes and it didn't get up, but it kind of like turned its head a little bit. And I talked to it a little bit. I said, okay, little birdie, feel better, feel better. And I went into the kitchen, came back out, and the little birdie was standing. And I worked a little bit more, went back into the kitchen. And, I didn't say to myself, oh, birdie, please, 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 just fly away. I just, whatever was going to be. When I came back out, the birdie had flown away. So the birdie went on its mission. And what did I say? Not, yay, I did it, because it wasn't about me. But I said, yay, the little birdie's on its journey. And that's the difference. To give, not for a result of what you did, but for the gift that you can give. There's more to this story. There's a lot more to this story. And, you know, we all have the gift because the gift is us. The gift is us. What the ability that we have. And at our trainings, Eric and his team will share with you that, well, they'll share that when these healings first occurred, the physical healings, they were almost like, well, not almost, they were the gift that made people notice what is accessible and what is here. And it goes on from there. So here's what I'd like to leave you with. I'd like to leave you with the recognition of who you are and to share the art of being. In order to do that, you have to learn it. You have to own it yourself in order to give it. Be in the essence of knowing yourself. Acknowledge your past. It is your strength, no matter what that past is. Grow from it. Forgive your present. In other words, use every day and live every day in the now and learn from those moments that are local that you might tend to say, oh, I did it again. I fall down, but I pick myself up. And allow for your future. That doesn't mean simply for next year setting your goals. Allow for your future. Allow for the creativity that is in you to recognize and do the giving of you. And this is all through what is reconnective healing. The difference is that this isn't simply energy. This is energy, light, and information, which is why reconnective healing is the #1 recognized energy healthcare in the world. We're going to show you a very short clip of how you can give to yourself this very special gift for you. Because once you do that for you, you are helping others. It begins with you.
A door has opened for you, and we are waiting to see if you are going to walk through that doorway. Are you ready? Push the log down an inch or 2 in the water.
And love beyond definition. Learning reconnective healing may be the single most life-changing course you'll ever experience. It may bring about our own personal evolution.
We designed the Reconnective Healing online learning program to allow for an intimate, fully immersive learning experience structured in 8 engaging courses, each lasting about an hour. All the concepts we discuss are presented in a simple way, and we have visually enhanced them with titles and animation to help bring the information across in an accessible and fun manner.
It doesn't matter what you do in your everyday life. Reconnective healing is about taking you where you are into something more.
After you complete our online course, join me for the live, in-depth, in-person program and grow into the extraordinary human being you truly are. You will learn how to solidly apply the principles and practices of this powerful process. You will learn how to tangibly not only observe, but feel, find, follow, and integrate the insights and keys to be able to heal others and heal yourself. And I will be with you the whole way.
Thank you. Thank you. You know, when I met Eric, one of the things that impressed me, I have to put my glasses back on, was the genuine caring and the mission that he is on relentlessly. I mean, it really isn't easy to be nonstop. And the mission, the genuine mission, is that for this time that we physically are here, to help and bring this information to others. It is so simple. It is so simple, yet, you know, everybody's prone to make things so difficult. But the mission for all of us at the Reconnection is to make it very simple for you, to help you find your words through our resources, through our communication, through our mentors, through conversations with Eric and Jillian. There's so many things accessible to you. And if you have any questions, please feel free to send our office an email at info@thereconnection.com. You can certainly personally reach out to me. I'm Pat@thereconnection.com. And if I can't help you, I will certainly, you know, send you to whoever can. But this is a mission. In order to help, we need to really live in what is accessible. And it's easy. It's so easy when you do it with unconditional love, with acceptance, with the benefits of living in reconnective healing by fully understanding. Help yourself understand it. Start with the online program and continue by going into our live immersion, where you actually will interact and work with people on the tables and be with other people that are like-minded. It's going to help you so much to begin this journey. And again, keep it simple and keep yourself in the love and knowingness of who you are. People like to say who you become, but you are that already. Just recognize it. Thank you for being here, and I hope to see you soon. My love.